Good evening, my name is Garrett, and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is from Yushan. This is their Taiwanese single malt whiskey finished in sherry casks, coming in at a 46% ABV. Now, for full disclosure, this bottle was sent over for us to take a look at and to review, so just keeping that transparency open. So the Yushan whiskey lineup is actually being distilled, aged, and bottled by the Natural Distillery located in Taiwan. More notably, they do the Omar single malt whiskeys, which, from what I've been told, are pretty darn good things. Now, Yushan itself is actually pulling its name from the tallest mountain located in Taiwan, also known as Mount Jade. And this is really interesting because, again, they're taking their single malt whiskey and then finishing it in that sherry cask. Look at that color. I'm really excited about this one, if you can't tell. So far, everything I've had from Yushan has been very solid, and I can't wait to share this one with you as well. So let's jump into it. I do love their bottle choice. Really let that spirit showcase itself and just do the talking for you, because that color is gorgeous. And as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hang around for a bit, become a member if you'd like. If you're interested in some individual reviews over Yushan, links to those videos will be up above and down below, along with a link to a retailer so you can check out a bottle for yourself, learn a little bit more about it, and maybe pick yourself up one. Woo. Now, up until this point, I've had their two other offerings, which is their blended, which is a blend of both the sherry cask finished and the bourbon, and their bourbon cask. So, kind of interesting to see the combined and then the two parts. Oh, that color is gorgeous in there. Oh, I'm really excited for this. That is that's teetering like into dark rum territories. Very, almost like a mocha chocolate in there. Alrighty, let's go for notes. Oh man, that nose. First of all, obviously you can tell it's sherry cask, but I think it's Oloroso, if I had to guess. I don't know my sherry's well, so don't hold me to that. But that is rich and dark and oily. Like dark fig, plums. Oh, and the spice characteristics. Oh, that is rich. Like that sherry cask is just dominating here. You get a little bit of waxy fruit. The spices in here. You get a little bit of clove, a little bit of cinnamon. Man, that is rich. It is just like this is on the nose. I'm going to say this might be like an after dinner kind of sip, just because you want something kind of sweet after your savory meal, because that is beautiful. That might be one of the best sherry cask nose I've had in a while. As I keep going back, I do find a bit of the single malts. You get this kind of malty, the barley notes showing up there just a little bit. No ABV, nothing harsh, no off notes, just rich, dark, oily fruits. Beautiful on that. I'm excited. Let's go for a sip. That is gorgeous. I will say this much, it's not as sweet as I was expecting. A little bit comes through, but it gives me more vibes of more like dark blackberry jam. Like it's a little thick and like homemade, or from like a farmer's market, or like a craft place of that does jams. You're getting a bit of blackberry in there, and maybe even a little bit of like a blueberry note going on. For me though, the fig and the plum notes are rich and so oily in there. The malt itself is showcased just a little bit. It really gets kind of, I'm not going to say covered up, but the sherry cask is what the forefront player is on this. And not that that's surprising. Malt is a very light note as it is. So when you're doing something like a sherry cask finish, it can really become the star of the show. I love that oiliness on there. And then here in the very late finish, I'm getting a bit of chocolate. And like it teeters between like a dark chocolate and like a milk chocolate, or a semi-sweet chocolate, right about now. And I'm trying to figure out which side of the coin it lands on. Either way, it's inviting. It's just a right amount of sweetness in there. The dark fruit notes are what's really accented so beautifully on this. It's a gorgeous sip. The spices going on in there are very subtle. A little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of clove going on. But for me, that is rich. It's chocolatey. It's teetering close to almost like a decadent dessert. Like you get that nice small little piece of like almost like a cheesecake. So it's like that's exactly what it is, because you are picking up a bit of creaminess from that as well. So it's like a small slice of cream cheesecake, and you got this dark, deep, rich blackberry jam kind of going over the edge on it. And maybe just like a little bit of a grating of a chocolate. That is so good. I love the maltiness in there, and I'm actually finding a bit of charriness every time I take another sip. Just from that cask itself, bringing it across is a little more depth of flavor going on. That's phenomenal. That's probably going to end up on some of my lists for this year, just because of that sherry cask finishing on that. Bravo. Alrighty. Well, how do we rate something like this for grading purposes? Well, to be honest, it gets a very solid B+ in my book. Normal pricing on this is right around the $50 range. And to be aged, distilled, bottled in Taiwan by a great distillery, doing a really good finishing job on this. B+ all day long. I'm actually going to change my grade, and one big reason. After I finished my recording and finished my dram, I loved this one too much for it to be a B+. It's a very solid A- in my book. It gets that whole letter grade up. Well worth it, 100%. I think that being able to showcase a gorgeously done single malt in that sherry cask for how they did it, to bring across a decadent dessert quality to things, big thumbs up. I love the palate. It's definitely one that I recommend if you're looking to get into Taiwanese whiskeys, because they are a booming area. I've had some great things coming out of that country, and this is just another tick in that book. Phenomenal sip. If you get the opportunity to try this one, this has probably been my favorite one out of their lineup so far. I'm really digging this one. And again, if you're interested in learning more about Yushan and any of their offerings, a link to their website will be down in the description area below. Go show them some love. So, there you have it, folks. Yushan Taiwanese single malt whiskey finished in sherry casks. If you have any questions about the bottle itself, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirits I should go looking for, also let me know down below. Love doing these reviews and sharing with you the experience at home. And as always, may our last drink of the night be the best one.
You know, and I even like it might not.